is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Rose Audu and this is Africa Now. Rwandan prosecutors have filed an appeal against the verdict handed to Paul Rusesabagina, a one-time hotel manager portrayed as a hero in a Hollywood film about the 1994 genocide. Rusesabagina, 67, and the vocal critic of President Paul Kagame was sentenced to 25 years in jail last month by a Rwandan court after being found guilty of backing a rebel group behind deadly attacks in 2018 and 2019. Prosecutors had sought a life sentence for Rusesabagina on 9 charges including terrorism, arson, taking hostages and forming an armed rebel group. He was convicted of 8 charges. A statement tweeted by the Prosecutor General's office did not say why it was making the appeal. And the trial of the Nigerian, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has been adjourned to November 10. Kanu has been taken back to custody of the Department of State Services after he was arraigned before a federal high court in Abuja on a 7-count charge on Thursday. Kanu is charged with terrorism, treason, and running an illegal company and publishing defamatory materials. Kanu was first arrested in 2015, but he fled Nigeria 2 years later after the Nigerian army invaded his home. He was re-arrested in June this year. He faces life imprisonment if found guilty. And Ibrahim Emmanuel Rotich, husband and prime suspect in the murder of 2-time world 10,000 meters bronze medalist Agnes Tirop, admitted to killing her before he fled her Iten home. In a note he left behind, Rotich owned up to killing Tirop, saying their relationship was full of fights and he had decided to end the life of the athlete. Kayo, North Sub-County DCO Ndolo Muga said, according to the investigation, it is clear the suspect had intention to kill her and toxicological analysis would reveal more information. And President Uhuru Kenyatta announced the lifting of a nationwide curfew that has been in place in Kenya since March 2020 to curb the spread of the coronavirus. Kenyatta said infection rates had fallen, with less than 5% of tests each day proving positive. According to the latest government figures, the East African nation has reported 252,199 cases of COVID-19 and 5,233 deaths. But inoculation rates remain low, with only 4.6% of the adult population fully vaccinated. Water-scarce Egypt aims to more than quadruple desalination capacity for granting private companies concessions to build 17 plants over the next 5 years with sustainable solar energy. The plan fits into Egypt's push to diversify its sources of fresh water for a fast-growing population as it faces competition for Nile River water from the giant hydropower dam that Ethiopia is building upstream. The new plants would produce a combined 2.8 million cubic meters a day, an amount that would be doubled longer term. Egypt now has installed desalination capacity of around 800,000 cubic meters a day, and the government is targeting 6.4 million cubic meters by 2050, according to figures from the fund. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you're watching Africa Now. Business stories and more coming your way after this break. Do stay tuned. Welcome back and thank you for staying. In business, Turkey's trade volume is set to increase to over $1 billion in a major push to ramp up commercial and economic cooperation with Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari and his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan on Wednesday oversaw the signing of 8 bilateral agreements on such areas as energy, defense industry, mining and hydrocarbons during their meeting in the Nigerian capital. The trip appears to be a significant step in Turkey's attempt to increase its influence on the continent as it prepares to host 2 major Africa-focused events in Istanbul. Egypt's economy will grow 5.1% in the fiscal year that ends in June of 2022, but accelerates to 5.5% in each of the following 2 years as tourism continues to rebound and the effects of the coronavirus pandemic wane. The central bank said last month economic growth surged to 7.7% in the final quarter of the last fiscal year, indicating growth of 3.3% for the entirety of 2020/2021, up from a previous full fiscal year estimate of 2.8%. Economists in a July poll predicted economic growth would be 5.0% for the year to next June. And away from business, envoys from southern African countries are expected to travel to Eswatini this week, South Africa said on Thursday after protests against the kingdom's absolute monarch flared up again. Anger against King Mswati III that has been building for years broke out into the open during demonstrations in June and July. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa appointed the envoys to Eswatini in his capacity as chair of regional bloc on defense, politics and security cooperation. Ramaphosa's office said in a statement. The envoys include South Africa's Deputy Foreign Minister, a special advisor to Ramaphosa and a former South African cabinet minister, as well as representative of Botswana and Namibia. And Botswana wildlife authorities have refuted reports the country's rhinoceros population is on the verge of extinction due to poaching. The southern African country has battled the rise in poaching with more than 60 animals killed in the last 2 years. Department of Wildlife and National Parks Director Bello Sienso said both rhinoceros and elephant poaching remain under control. And in sports, Nigeria clinched a 2-0 home win over Ghana in the first leg of their first-round qualifying tie for next year's Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Uchenna Kanu struck both goals for the host before the break in Lagos, the first with a header before adding her second from a corner. Nigeria Super Falcons are three-time defending Nations Cup champions and have won the continental title in record times. The second leg of the tie will be held in Accra on Sunday. And that is Africa Now. For more updates, do visit our website at www.TOS TVNetwork.com. Do follow us and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Rose Audu, and many thanks for watching.